The dam. Another one. Good one. Fighter. Oh man. Now that's a slab right there. That's a slab, you guys. That's as big as that last one. That other big one. I think we're gonna take this one back with us, folks. That's a good bluegill. Dude, beautiful fish. Let's take a look at him, guys. Whoa. Just trying to get away. Wow, beautiful fish. Big bluegill. There we go. Oh, it's a bass. It's a bass, you guys. Decent bass. Here's a fish. Oh, big bluegill just smashed it, you guys. Wow. Fatty McGee over here just smoked it. What is happening, beautiful people? Welcome back to Cross Country Bank Angler. I'm back at it again today. Gonna see if we can get on a few fish. I am back here at a spot that I fished, I think it was in like the early summer last year. It's this creek behind me. And last time I shot a video here, it really wasn't like an amazing day. You know, we caught some fish for sure, but it was mostly just bass and bluegill. You know, nothing really big, no interesting species showing up or anything like that. We did catch one hybrid sunfish, which was interesting. But I'm back here today a little bit earlier in the year, and I'm gonna try to see if, you know, this place has like a little more potential, you know? See if there's a little more going on here today. See if we can run into a few more species in comparison to last time. I'm gonna be wet wading today for the first time this year, and we'll see. I mean, it's my feet are in the water right now, and it's pretty darn cold. But it's supposed to be a fairly nice day, you know, mid-70s. So I'm hoping that'll be, you know, warm enough for it to kind of feel pretty comfortable, you know, at least in the sunlight. So yeah, that's really the plan today. I got my ultralight set up with me. Gonna get out there, just kind of a multi-species, you know, small lures, ultralight type of day out here at the creek. There's one other spot along this creek that we might try if this area winds up not really being productive. But yeah, that's the plan for the day. You never know until you throw. So, let's go. Like some bluegills and stuff like that mostly. Yeah. Well, there was no one here when I got here, and now there's multiple people. That's one thing about the spot, it does get some pressure, so I don't think there would be fish in the current right now, but there's a little pool off to the side, and I'm gonna try for a little bit just to see if anyone's kind of resting in the little pool. There's a fish. Not big. It's a bluegill. Well, we know there's bluegill in here. First fish of the day. It's about a 4-inch long bluegill. Similar to what we were catching last time. This guy hit the, Ooh, careful fish. Ouch. Got pricked by one of the hooks there. This is how you get hooked a lot of the times. You know, if you're messing around with little trebles and little fish, they freak out. Thank you, bud. All right, people, so we made another switch here. You know, we got one bump on the little spinner, but no fish. Usually it's going to be a tough day if you can't catch something on that, but historically the best bait for this creek is this little guy right here. This is the Southern Pro Crappie Craw. Just got it in a natural pattern here on a 1/48 ounce jig head. Just going to pitch this into the, you know, quiet areas, let it sink down, hop it along the bottom. This has caught fish here in the past, so hopefully this will change things for us. Sometimes a crawfish imitation just does a little bit better than a baitfish imitation in little creeks and rivers. There's a fish, guys. Feels better. Oh, it's a nice bluegill. Nice one. Chunky. Chunky fish. Let's take a look at this one. Oh. Well, there he goes, you guys. Bye-bye. It's a good one.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
You're the first weight I've seen in here in years.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And I don't know why, because there's so many good places to wade in here.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Your first time?
I went down here one time last year.
There's a trail that you walk down here, and you can see a couple sandbars out in the middle. You can walk to each side and everything to fish.
Along this side?
There's a path somewhere along. I haven't been on the path in years.
Okay.
You'll be able to see the sandbars out in the middle, and it's pretty good wading.
Okay. I'll have to look for it then. You have a good day. There's another big bluegill in here. That was a good one to catch. There's a fish. Feels decent. Another bluegill. This place is loaded with bluegill. Not as big as that last one. If that other one hadn't popped off the hook, I would have probably taken them home with me, to be honest. You know, if there's some decent sized fish in here today, I will take some back. I'm gonna keep casting around this area. It seems like we found a spot where some fish are holding finally. You know, a little concentration. Pretty one. Let's send them back. Thank you, bluegill. The dam. Another one. Good one. Fighter. Oh man. Now that's a slab right there. That's a slab, you guys. That's as big as that last one. That other big one. I think we're gonna take this one back with us, folks. That's a good bluegill. Dude, beautiful fish. Let's take a look at him, guys. Whoa. Just trying to get away. Wow, beautiful fish. Big bluegill. That's like 7-8 inches. Looks like he's got maybe a parasite on his fin. And yeah, we're gonna hold on to this one. We're gonna take him back, fillet him up. Beautiful fish. Get a quick picture. A lot of gratitude for this one. This is a gorgeous fish. Beautiful bluegill. Look at that. Beautiful blue on the face, purple and green on the side, some dark spots along the back, and that kind of copper colored chest. Really grateful for this one. Let's keep casting over there. Hopefully there's several more around this size. You know, I'd like to keep just a handful to take back. Beautiful fish. A few more casts over here. Here's a fish. That feels like another good one. Golly. These fish can fight, I tell you. Good sized bluegill and ultralight. It's hard to beat. Wow. Good one. Yes. Wow. Good. Oh my goodness. That's a fatty. That's as big as the last one, if not slightly bigger. Now we're getting into some good fish. Look at that. Whoa, hold on, buddy. Look at that one. Gorgeous fish. Purple. Dark breast, black spots on top. That's another keeper for sure. Beautiful fish. Really happy to catch these guys. You know, a regular sized bluegill, nothing special, but the big one is entirely different. And they fight really well for their size. They really do. Or really just in general. Alright people, let's see if there's a few more over here. I'm going to keep casting to this spot until we don't catch any more. But wow, fantastic bluegill from the creek. There's one. Oh, how are they so strong? This one's not big enough to keep, I don't think. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one too. It's about 6 inches instead of like 7 or 8 inches. But this one, you can still get some meat off of it. So we'll have this one too to the bag, our creel today. All right, people. So I was just getting ready to retie my one of the crappie craws. I lost one to a snag back there, and I found a fishing lure sitting along the bank here, tangled up in a tree. It's a little popper topwater lure. I think this is maybe the Walmart brand Ozark Trail. But it looks like it hasn't been here very long at all. I mean, the hooks are still, you know, they're not rusted out or anything. Kind of like a frog or maybe a baby bass type pattern on it. Still floats. I'm putting it in the tackle box. Nice score today. We're catching fish. We're finding lures. Not bad at all. Here's a fish. It's a bass. Well, we got a different species. Definitely won't be keeping this guy. It's too small, but kind of surprised we hadn't caught a bass before now, to be honest. It's a little largemouth. This creek only has largemouth. It doesn't have smallmouth in it. There he is, guys, another fish. He oozed a bunch of yellow stuff on me. I don't know if that was poop or what. I don't know what he's excreting right now, but he's excreting something. All right, little bass, thank you very much. Check this out, people. There's some kind of little water bug. Kind of hiding in this vegetation. That's fish candy right there. Alright guys, I'm about to move to a different access point, but I'm going to hit this pool one more time because I did see a decent sized fish in here. Saw something big go under that rock, but I don't know what it was. Here's a fish. Oh. All right. Another species for the day. And it's one I haven't caught yet this year. It's a warmouth, you guys. Now, I caught a warmouth out of this exact pool last year. This is one's got some good colors on him. He's got kind of like a, yeah, mottled camouflage look to the fins. Some white on the bottom fins, red eyes, kind of green streaks along the body. I'm gonna get a picture of this guy and let him go. Oh, this could be the same fish, honestly. But he definitely got bigger if it is the same fish. All right, another species, guy. Look at that warmouth. Cool colors on this guy. Bye-bye. There you go. You're free. All right, people. So we made it to our next location. Unfortunately, we had to get down a pretty steep hill to get here, which means we're gonna have to go up a steep hill to get out of here. But this is, I think, a more remote stretch of the creek. I actually see a gar, a long-nosed gar, about 2 feet long, right in front of me here, kind of minding his own business. I think seeing the gar is a good sign. Maybe we'll see more, larger fish from here on out. I'm not sure how long I'll actually be able to wade here before it gets too deep again. There's a fish, first cast. Some kind of sunfish. Ooh. It's a nicer red breast. Check him out, guys. Pretty one. About 5 inches, maybe 5.5. He's just on the line of where I would consider keeping him, but since he's a red breast, and not something more common like a bluegill. Well, I mean, the red breasts are pretty common in here too, but I think we're gonna let this guy go. Just bright reddish orange chest, blue on the sides and on the face. The elongated flap here on the gill, reddish tail, bluish fins. Notice the pectoral is not quite as long as the bluegill either, and the mouth is slightly bigger. That's how you can tell them apart. Thank you, sir. You can go back into the creek. There we go. Oh, it's a bass. It's a bass, you guys. Decent bass. Fighting decent anyway. Ooh. All right, all right. There we go, guys. Little bass. Went for it. Let's get a picture of this guy and let him go. That was a nice fight right there. Definitely gave a better fight than that other little bass we caught. Let's let this guy go. Appreciate your fish. Good fight. Strong fish there. There's a fish in the current. Oh, it's a different species, you guys. It's a white perch. White perch in the creek. Now remember what I said earlier about this creek, that it connects to a tidal system. And in the spring, the white perch run up the tidal river and they get into these tributaries. Just not a very distinctive looking fish, just sleek, silvery, perch-like fish. As the name implies, got a strong dorsal spine. You want to be careful de-hooking these guys. I'd love to catch a big white perch. Maybe there's a school of them out here with a couple of bigger ones, because I would take those back. What was that, our 5th species today? Not bad at all. Let's let this guy go. Appreciate you, little perch. All right, people, so I'm back near kind of where I started. I fished downstream and wanted to go back up because this looked like a slow section. Might have different species or bigger fish. What is this? This feels good. It's a bluegill. Another nice one. I think we know where he's going. That's a good fish. Check that one out, guys. That's a nice bluegill. All right, people, so I've got like another maybe an hour or so of fishing left in me. Starting to get hungry, starting to get tired. Switch to this F5 Rapala original floater. Guess you could say we're targeting like slightly bigger fish now. You know, bass or really anything that might try to eat this, you know, just pickerel around or something. Here's a fish. Oh, big bluegill just smashed it, you guys. Wow. Fatty McGee over here just smoked it. Here we go, take a look at that one. What a slab. Beautiful fish. Man, this creek has just great sunfish populations. I mean, the bluegill, the red breast, they're reaching a decent size and they're pretty aggressive. Let's let this guy go. Appreciate you, bluegill. Feels good to let a big one go after all the ones we've kept. Almost had one get it. Wow, took it right near the surface. Good sunfish or bluegill. I think it's a bluegill. Wow, fat one. That was a cool strike. Wow, beautiful fish. Look at that. Look at that bluegill. Just beautiful. Look at those colors, guys. Beautiful fish. Very nice fish. Man, a bit of a height here, so I'm gonna have to just give this guy a little toss. Thank you so much, bluegill. There's a fish. Hit it in the current. It's a perch. Wow, even a perch went for the Rapala. That's probably the biggest perch of the day, too. came up from the current to hit it. All right, there we go. We got him. Look at that, guys. Another white perch. I think that's the biggest of the day. I'm gonna get a real quick picture of him. All right, thank you, Mr. Perch. Another one. All right, people. It's time to wrap things up here. We've been fishing most of the day, exploring and really having a great time down here at the creek. Really relaxing day, peaceful day out here. So, you know, we hit 2 different spots on this creek. And, you know, that first spot, you know, with the mill dam and everything, started off a little tough. But then we tied on the Crappie Craw, the Southern Pro Crappie Craw, 1.5 inch soft plastic on a 1/48 ounce jig head. That was really the bait of the day. We got a nice, you know, little creel today of sunfish that we're gonna take back and enjoy. Yeah, great day. Just waiting with the ultralight setup. You know, we did pretty well there with the F5 Rapala as well there. I'm gonna get these fish back, and when I start preparing them, I'll show you how I like to cook them. So yeah, stay tuned for that. All right, people, I'm back in my kitchen here. Here is the fish. As you can see, I just did little fillets with those bluegill and the red breast that we kept. I didn't record this part of it because I don't feel like I'm actually that good at doing the filleting. There's better places to look if you want to learn how to fillet a sunfish or a bluegill. But, you know, we've got the fish fillets, we've got our egg wash here, which, if you're wondering, that's literally just beaten egg mixed with some water. We've got some flour, and we've got this big plastic bag. So what we're gonna do here to start off is pour some of this flour into our plastic bag. I think that should be enough. And I've got some spices that I'm gonna mix in with the flour here. Got some adobo. This is just gonna give us some salt and a bit of a citrus flavor. And then the rest of it, I'm actually gonna be going for kind of like a Indian style flavor for the breading here. So I've got turmeric, chili powder, cayenne pepper for a little bit of heat. Well, along with the chili powder. A little bit of cumin I'm gonna throw in there. This garam masala powder that I really like. I definitely recommend it if you like Indian flavors and Indian spices. A little bit of oregano. Some coriander powder as well. That's our final mixture here. So I'm going to start with the adobo. This is going to be kind of our salt. We really want to make sure that we've got enough salt in this breading here. And you know, if this feels like too much, or you're not an expert cook, or you don't want to, you know, go through the process of trying to sort of mix together your own seasoning, I definitely understand that. You can get some pretty good pre-mixed ones at the supermarket. So that definitely can simplify things. You know, Zatarain's is one that I grew up with, and it's very nice. So can't go wrong with Zatarain's, but I'm not using Zatarain's today. Let me get some of these lumps out of the adobo here. That should be enough salt, I'm pretty sure. We're going to mix things up and we'll test it. And we'll just start adding other various powders into the flour here. Here's the coriander. Here's some oregano. And so on. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the measurements here. I'm not being precise at all. This is just something that you can do, you know, if you have a little experience with cooking. You can kind of guess a decent balance of things. Hopefully. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm messing around, but I like doing it this way, being a little more creative as opposed to getting those mixes. But the mixes are good. All right. It's going to be an interesting looking breading, I think. Now we're just going to mix all that stuff up. We're going to close the bag and just kind of shake it around until it gets nice and mixed. All right, quick taste test here. Yep, that's good. Can taste the various spices here. Got a little bit of heat, a little bit of salt, a little bit of citrus. It's gonna be good. So the next step here is dunking these pieces of fish in the egg wash and getting them nicely coated with our breading. All right, people, here's our plate of breaded bluegill and sunfish fillets. I'm gonna just be pan frying these. Got my cast iron skillet here. I'm gonna be using canola oil to cook these. Really, any kind of vegetable oil is fine. I generally don't get anything with a strong flavor unless you really want a certain flavor, but just regular old vegetable oil is what I usually use. We're just gonna get a shallow coat here to cook the fish in. Now we're just gonna wait for that oil to heat up. I'm gonna start putting a few pieces on. You know the oil is heated up when you see a little bit of smoke coming off of it and you see it start to kind of move and bubble. So pay attention to that when you're heating your oil up. So these little pieces of fish, you know, they're not big or anything. They'll cook pretty quickly. Usually just takes a couple minutes before they're good. Trying to get, you can turn them over a little bit if you want. You don't really need to. If you want to just make sure it gets cooked evenly. You can see it's turning kind of yellow here. That's all that turmeric that I put in it. So if you don't use turmeric, it won't look quite so yellow. Just a very light breading on these. You know, I didn't get a bunch of breadcrumbs or anything like that. I don't usually do that. I like kind of a light breading that doesn't have a lot of crunch, just sort of a good way to flavor it. I think these are pretty much done. Quick as a flash. You know, when you're cooking with high heat like this, small pieces, it'll cook pretty fast. All right, people, so here are just a couple of pictures here of how the fish turned out, and yeah, it was really tasty. Basically, anytime I cook fish, I usually do some kind of pan frying method with them. And you know, I know this, maybe the breading I used was a little bit different from, you know, what some people would opt for, but I thought it tasted great. And you know, this is kind of another way, you know, if you're someone that likes to cook, you know, fishing can really be kind of, you can incorporate that into it, right? You know, if you keep some fish and learn how to cook them and prepare them and clean them and everything. So anyway, I know this was kind of a longer video, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you're stuck around to the end here, you should definitely subscribe to the channel. You know, anytime I keep fish from now on, I'll probably try to do a catch and cook, or at least sort of show the end result, you know. So yeah, you know, new videos every week, bank fishing, lure fishing. So yeah, you know the deal. I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.